Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. A long time no see. I know I posted that I was going to be taking a break from posting YouTube videos last month because one, it was my birthday, two, I just didn't feel like it, and I also had the flu. So it was very hard for me to even think about doing a YouTube video, so I didn't really do well. But now we're back to our regularly scheduled program, and today we are going to be finishing up my Princess Tiana dress. I don't know if I talked about it before, but my fabric did come in. However, I guess I didn't look at the fabric with good intentions. I didn't look at the right color, is what I'm trying to say. And so it came out lighter than the fabric that I already have for the dress, which is this. So this is the color of the dress. This is the color of the fabric that's going to wrap around the dress. Now, I think this is 5 yards. So I'm thinking about while I'm wrapping it around, I'm also going to do maybe some draping around the dress so that it can blend in with the color of the dress a little bit. Because just having this like wrapped and detailed, it looks weird because they're two different blues. So I'm going to try to do something so that it can blend in a little bit well. Now, after I'm done with putting this on it, I am going to do rhinestones, but that is going to be like the very last thing to do. Now, I did say that I wanted this to be done sometime around now. That is not the case. So I have been looking into places where I can take photos, and there are actually a lot of photo studio spaces where you can just rent out for a couple of hours and take pictures there. Now, we all know that cosplay is a very big thing here in Japan, and they do have cosplay booths that you can go to. I might do a video on that like later down the line, but right now, the one that I'm looking for is a more kind of like fancy-ish place, so that I can take pictures. But we'll talk about that later. Right now, we're going to mostly focus on putting this in the right area. I'm going to show you what I mean real quick. So this is the drawing. Outside of this, this is the drawing that I have for Princess Tiana. As you can see, we're going to do a giant bow. We're also going to do kind of like an arm detail situation. It's going to be wrapped around because I want it to give the appearance of it being like a little present. So that is what we are going to get into today. Hopefully this will be an easy task, but I feel as though it's going to be a little bit difficult due to the fact that I don't have a dress for it. And I say that it might be a little bit difficult because I'm wrapping it without without a body or something inside of it. So I could potentially make it too small, or I could make it too big. But who knows? We're just gonna go ahead and get right into it and see what happens. Yeah. So I've started draping the fabric on the front, and as you can see, it's a little off-putting because the color, which was actually a little bit lighter than this, but the color of the chiffon is too light for the color of the satin. That being said, I'm hoping that, because I'm planning on putting crystals on it, like a lot of them, I'm hoping that the brightness of the chiffon um, will mostly just be there for like to help with the shininess of the rhinestones, if that makes sense. Because if I can cover most of it with rhinestones, I think it would be okay. I was planning on doing that anyways. However, my initial goal was to have this all one of the same color. But I don't have that right now. So hopefully I could just edit it when I take the pictures, but that's another story for a different day. That being said, this is where we are with the front. And we are going to carry that on to the back. um, which I have to kind of start from the bottom up because I'm going to kind of do like a train situation because there's going to be a giant bow in the back. Now the bow is going to be, I haven't really decided. I either want the bow to fall down or I want it to stand up. I haven't really decided. However, um, the ribbon part of the bow, I want it to trail along. Now, I was thinking initially to have it kind of like stiff so it doesn't fly in the wind. I kind of wanted to drag on the ground. But now that I'm looking at it, I kind of want it to fly in the wind. Um, and see if see where that takes me. Because I like trains. I like my dresses to be long and extravagant. So I was like, I might as well just go ahead. Because this doesn't really need a train. Because it's going to have a giant bow on the back. But to give it a little bit of a train, I'm going to use the ribbons as a bow. So we are going to start with the back and see where it goes from there. Yeah, and everything in. Okay. So the little scraps on the side I'm gonna eventually cut off after I sew it down. But this part is going to stay on, and it's going to be kind of like a sleeve, kind of like a drop sleeve. I can't remember the technical term for it, but it's going to just be like an off the shoulder sleeve. But I have everything. I keep telling myself to trust the process because the two different colors, the two different blues, I don't like. Okay. Now here's the thing. I don't mind it being two different blues if they match, but these don't match at all. And I'm trying to keep telling myself, okay, just trust the process. It will be okay. But at the same time, this and this, it just doesn't collide, I don't think. But we'll see what happens. Because I still have to add on the rhinestones, and I still have to add on the bow. And I'm hoping that when I add on the bow, it will actually give it, I guess, the full picture. But I'm going to sew this down, and then I will come back and show you guys what this looks like. Okay, so it has been a while, and by a while it means like a week, because I started this on Sunday, and I'm starting back up on Saturday, Friday night into Saturday. But anyways, I have finished the front. I don't know why the flash was on, but we're just gonna keep it on for right now. And you can definitely see the two different variations of the blue, and I still don't like that. But I think, like I said, when it comes to adding the rhinestones, which I really love at the top, and continuing it on to here, it'll be okay. I have ordered the rhinestones that I need, which are going to be these, like an opaque crystal situation that we're going with. So hopefully it should be okay when I add them on. That being said, to help with the blues to like blend in a little bit, I did say that on the back I am going to add the bow and like the tail of the bow, but I'm also gonna probably maybe add some straps, I guess, to the front. just to help it blend in all the way down, because I'm thinking that if I just leave these here along with the crystals, it wouldn't look right. But we will see, because after I add on the bow, which will be the last piece that I am going to cut out and do tomorrow, that'll kind of give me, I guess, a full picture of what I need to get done. That being said, I have finished the front here. Turned out very nice. I do need to add a little bit more like stitches, because as you can see, you have ones like pieces like this popping up. But this is done. I've also done the sides, or most of the sides. And if you remember the picture, I have like a little sleeve situation. So this is not going to be like a sleeve, like something that needs to hold up something. It's mostly there for decoration, so it's okay where it is right now. But I have done most of the sides for this side and for this side, as well. So the only thing I need to do now is the back, and then we will do the bow. And like I said before, once I have decided on how the bow is going to look, I might add some fabric, this kind of fabric, to the front just to help it blend out. But now that I'm thinking about it and thinking out loud, I probably won't need it. However, we will see. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and finish up with this, and then tomorrow morning I'm going to cut out the fabric for the bow and for the train, which I'm pretty excited for because I get to use my wood burning tool. Which, side note, if you ever need to cut out chiffon and you don't want to have a hem, get a wood burning tool, and it will burn the edges, so you don't have to worry about hemming it. But anyways, I get to use my wood burner tomorrow to cut out the train, which I'm really excited for. I'm always excited to burn burn fabric. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and try and finish up the back, and see you guys in the daylight. Bye. Listen, I don't know how many times I said that I'm gonna go ahead and finish this. It's gonna be done. We're gonna be finished. We still not finished. Why? Because I finished up everything. Everything is sewn down, but I'm too tired to make the bow. On top of that, I want to make the bow extra. So I have ordered more supplies so that I can put it so that I can make the bow. That being said, we won't be doing the bow this video, but hopefully next video we can do the bow. I don't know, but we're gonna get the bow finished. It will be done in December. Okay, that is the thing. I told myself that I wanted it to be done in November. It is now going to be December 1st, come tomorrow. Right? It will be done in December. I don't want to carry this dress on into the new year because I have so many other cosplay ideas that I want to do that I just can't. I can't see myself. If it's not done in December, then I probably won't be able to. I probably won't finish it at all because I have other exciting cosplays that I want to do. That being said, back on to Tiana. So I don't know if I showed you guys, but I posted on my Instagram. I am in the process of also doing the gloves, which are turning out very well. I have to finish adding, the rhinestones and things of that nature to the glove. And I originally wanted it to do it with just these big gems. However, I kind of figured, because these are being sewn on, I figured that it would take away from the elasticity of the glove. So I just kind of went ahead and did the rhinestones and the gems, and it's turning out pretty well. And I think I think I want to add some of these gems to the body of the dress, which I will show you later. But we'll see what happens because I might just end up sticking with these rhinestones just to make, like, I guess the rest of the dress pretty simple. That being said, let's take a look at the dress. Alright, so I guess the wrap part of the dress, the details of the dress is done front and back. And like I said before, I'm probably gonna add some more of to this blue to it, just so that it can blend out well. And I'm probably gonna add it here to this slit to kind of give it like a more flowy detail that is also gonna go with the bow. And so the idea that I have for the bow is going to kind of be like a big stand-up bow, like the ones that you see during Christmas time. Those really big ones. That is what I'm going to attach to the back of it. And now you're asking, well, that's not how her dress is. That's how I made her dress. That's how her dress is going to be. Therefore, we're going to add a big old bow to the back of this. Don't pay attention to this part. We're gonna get to that part later. But yeah, we're gonna add a big bow to the back of this, and the trail back, the back, the bottom of the ribbon. That is going to be our train. Again, we're going to do that next week because I have ordered more supplies that I am going to use to help make the bow. That being said, in reference to the rhinestones is what we are seeing here. Now, in this part, I did want it to be that way because I wanted it to kind of be like a, how do you say, pop out type of situation. So I wanted the bust to be like sparkly and pretty and nice. So I did add like the gems and the rhinestones. And then what I am going to do specifically for the top part is just use rhinestones so that the gems can stand out. Now what I want to do is carry these gems all the way down, but I don't know how that will look, and I feel like because of the way they look, it would make the dress look heavy, or like the rhinestones would look out of place in a sense. So I may or may not do it, I'm not sure, but I do know that I am going to add a lot of rhinestones to the chiffon. That being said, we are done for right now. My supplies should be coming next week, literally next weekend, so I can finish it up. And once we are done with that, we can go ahead and take the pictures. Now, I did say that I was going to talk about this later when it actually happened, but I might as well go ahead and talk about it now. So, in Japan, from what I have researched and what I know, it is very hard for you to just take pictures in cosplay in public because they don't allow it. That being said, Princess Tiana, especially this one, I feel as though I could get away with it because it's not deemed, or it doesn't seem like it's a cosplay for real, right? And I've also seen a lot of people who take wedding photos out in the open. So I'm really on the fence about taking pictures or cosplay pictures in public because of how I guess it is seen, but I really don't understand how that is going to work. That being said, I have found places, a website, I believe it's called Space Market, where you can rent out a studio for like a couple hours or so that you could take pictures. So my plan is to finish this cosplay and then take pictures in that studio once I find a decent studio. Now, if I don't find a decent studio, I think I'm going to just take the risk and do a photo shoot. However, I don't know where I want to do the photo shoot. I know I said before that I wanted to be in a cafe-ish, kind of city-ish area, kind of like Cat Street in Harajuku, but I honestly do not know what I'm going to do yet. So I am still trying to plan that out. I don't know why I started leaving, but I am still trying to plan that out along with trying to do this. Um, But all in all, I think hopefully I can wrap everything up come next week. I hope, cross my fingers, I can wrap everything up next week because come next month, I am going to start doing or start going over my 2026 cosplay plans. But I'll make a video about that next month. But I guess to preface it, some of the cosplays that I do plan on doing is Gojo, of course, Gojo, Hinata from Haikyuu, Senku and Ryusui. Senku and Ryusui from Dr. Stone, and specifically Senku because I'm going to Brazil next year, or I'm planning to go to Brazil next year. And in the anime, they end up going to Brazil, so I was like, what better way to do a cosplay and also travel? So Senku and Hinata are two of the characters that I really want to do because I'll be traveling to Brazil. But yeah, Hinata, Gojo, Senku, Ryusui, and there's another character that I want to do, but I can't put my finger on it. I can't put my finger on it. Another thing that I am going to also talk about next, in the coming video, is cosplay competitions because I want to get back into doing cosplay competitions. I think the second to last convention I went to before I moved here, I won. So I was like, let me go ahead and try and do another one. However, I can't really, the only competitions that I've ever heard of is the World Cosplay Summit that happens in Nagoya, and I don't want to do that one because I don't think I am really that much prepared for it. So I really want to kind of like start off small and get myself, I guess, into the Japanese cosplay scene and then go from there. But I honestly don't know where I could go to do cosplay competitions. That being said, if you guys know anything, let me know. However, no, I'm not going anywhere outside of Tokyo to do these competitions. Saitama, yes. Tokyo, yes. But anywhere else, Chiba maybe. But anywhere else, no. Because I want to start off small and then go big. Because I don't want to kind of like bombard myself with all of the cosplays that I have to do. Because it's still kind of hard for me to find material and do the cosplays the way I want them to be done. Because I have to kind of work with what I have. One day I will take probably like a little day trip down to Nippori and see what the fabric scene is like over there and see if I like it. But outside of that, I don't really have that much to work with. So we're going to start off with small competitions and then work our way up. But yeah, that is where we are with Tiana. Cross our fingers that next video is going to be the last video of Tiana. And I actually like the outfit. But that being said, I will see you guys later. Bye bye.